everybody and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I decided I'm going to go through, in my opinion, the top weirdest and worst releases or makeup releases of 2023. I just thought it would be funny and entertaining, so that's what I'm going to do today. Now before we begin, if you are new here, please do subscribe. I try and upload near enough every week, and please do like this video if you like this video, and also if you are interested, all of my socials are linked down below, so if you want to check them out, it is all there for you. Now without further ado, let's look at the most bizarrest things and corners in the makeup industry. Just quickly before we begin, I do have to say all the pictures I'm looking at today are from Trend Mood, of course, so I'm going to leave everything linked down below just in case you wanted to have a little look and see what people's reactions were when they were posted. And I'm going to go from like early on in the year, so this is like kind of January, February time, and then throughout the other bits I'm bringing up, it's going to get later on in the year, so kind of chronological order basically. Pretty much. So the first one I want to look at isn't necessarily bad, but I'm so confused by it, so perplexed by it, and I've never ever seen anyone use this. And it's one of the MAC Cosmetics products, and it is the Lash Dry Shampoo Mascara Refresher, and it would cost you $24. I did a video back on this. I think it was on my TikTok. I wasn't doing YouTube videos at the time, and I was flabbergasted by it then, and I still am very flabbergasted by it now. It looks just like a mascara. I don't really understand. Like, to me, dry shampoo is powder, so when you think about trying to put powder on your eyelashes, I don't know, it don't mesh in my head. I can't think of any way it can go well. So it's not necessarily bad or weird. What was kind of weird to me, I don't understand it. It says here it's to reshape and intensify your mascara, but how? It never says how. Are we just supposed to believe that? But yeah, I don't know what's going on there. Oh, just warning you, there are quite a few MAC things on this list. They've had a crazy year. Now this one is slightly blurred, and that's for the reason of what the shape of this is supposed to represent. And this is by Isamaya, I think it is Isamaya Beauty, and it was their Valentine's collection. I don't know. Like, I know there are a few people who would like this and would find it interesting, but I just don't see. My question is just why? Why would you get this? Why would you do this? And the worst part is that they're supposed to be $95. I don't understand. Like, I get it. I get like some things are funny. I found it funny, but I just don't see why. Why would you need to do this, and why would you want to buy it? This is one of the ones that that's my only thing I can think of when I look at it. It's just why would you do this? And it's supposed to be a satin slick saturated colour. It does look to be really pigmented, so I'm not sure about the description of that, but it just looks like a hydrating lipstick really. But I'm gonna move on from this one. I just don't understand. So the next one up is the Disney collections with Catrice makeup, and there's nothing in really particular that I think is weird or bad about it in a way. I just think with Catrice, right, when I was scrolling through the year and seeing quite a few of their releases, like they had a Winnie Pooh one as well, I believe, just recently. The main thing of where I see these collections, like my main thought is just that the colours are always the same. Like, it's always those dusky nude shades, like the muted browns and the peaches. It's just, it always seems the same. For how much colour that's in both of these movies, it just seems very, very dull. So it's a tad bit disappointing in terms of that, but I feel like it's the same with all of their makeup. Yeah, I haven't seen anyone really swatch these. I've seen like a few here and there, but not like the full collection. I do quite like these stamps. They do fit in very well with like the movie and the story and stuff, but their colour choices, I don't know what you mean, but they are all quite dull. Next up is a collaboration that it didn't really go places, and I was just very confused about why this was a thing, why this was thought of. And it's the M&M and Maybelline collaboration. So you can see a few there. They've got the liquid lipsticks, which I actually really like their liquid lipsticks. They're really, really good. You've got the Instant Age Rewind concealer, you've got the Fit Me foundation, and you also have a few other bits and pieces. Yeah, again, it's just, why is this needed? I get a few collaborations that I find really cute, like there was the Rimmel nail polishes that they did with Disney that I thought was really, really cute, and it actually made me want a few of them, and I was gonna pick one up just because of how cute it was, but I didn't because I have a whole bag full, so I don't need any more. But I just feel like I've walked into the M&M store in London. It's basically the same thing. I suppose if they could have sold all of these in the M&M store, they would probably get so much money. It would fit in very well, actually. Do you know what? I'm actually advocating this now. I think they should have this in the M&M store in London. Because to be fair, as much as I love M&Ms, the M&M store is really just overpriced sweets for tourists and chocolate and that. It would offer a bit of variety, I guess. It would be something different and a chance for people to pick up some makeup while you're getting some chocolate. The two best things, obviously. I think the design, like, I'm not bashing it really. I love the design and I think it's quite cool. I love the yellow and like the M&Ms all around. It's to me it's slightly weird because it's just a why was this a thing? Now this next one, to me, I don't recall seeing it before. This might have been the time where I stopped doing the monthly releases. When I saw this, when I was doing my research, I just thought they were marshmallows. They look like marshmallows. They do look really nice, but the thing I'm quite confused on, if I skip ahead, is this is the swatch of them. I don't even think I can see anything. Is there anything there? Hello? There's nothing there. And the one thing that let me get you back to a prettier, there we go. The one thing that I was so confused about was that it says it's a lipstick, but then when I looked in the comments just for people's general reactions, some people were defending it, saying it's a lip balm. So then it's like, what is it then? Is it edible? Is it a marshmallow? It's a bit confusing. I quite like the idea that they're going to launch a different one every month. I think that's a fascinating idea. Probably a bit dragged out. People would maybe get bored of that, but I think it's a cool, fresh idea. It's just, the thing is, what does it do? Because even if it was a lip balm, there was no, it didn't look like anything on the arm. It just looked like she had a slight rash and that was it. But don't get me wrong, it looks nice. To be fair though, looking at it now, it looks like a rubber or an eraser if you're from the other parts of the world. I've definitely seen a rubber that looked exactly like that before. So it's either a rubber, a lip balm, a food, a marshmallow, or a lipstick. And I'm telling you now, even though it says it's lipstick, it's definitely not a lipstick. But apart from that, I think the detailing of the flowers are very, very pretty. So we have our next MAC collection thing, and I believe I did speak about this in one of my previous What's New videos for my makeup. As I said before, I just think the packaging is just, it's odd to me. I think it can be quite cool for a few people. If you ignore all of the star signs on the lipsticks, I think you could get away with the packaging, especially on the lid. I think that's kind of cute actually. But when you see those, it's kind of like graffiti star sign names. It just throws it off. But just even that sun. The sun kind of freaks me out. It's kind of like a night paralysis demon. The only other thing I would say that is a bit kind of bad about this collection is these are lipsticks we have seen time and time again. So it's nothing new. It's something, well, it's something new but in the same old format. So they've tried to make it new. I don't know. I think when I saw this, my first thing was just to say, oh god. But to be fair, this could just be a me thing, but that's what this whole video is. It's just my opinion. But a lot of people did agree that it was the same old colours and shades, so I think it's kind of a more universal opinion. We are on the penultimate one now, and this one is the collaboration between Charlotte Tilbury and Disney for the Disney 100 years. My problem with this collaboration isn't particularly the actual products itself. My opinion on Charlotte Tilbury is I do think they are quite a lot of money, and I do have the little like blush and highlight gift set. I quite like the highlight, but I don't get on very well with the blush. I feel like the £3-4ish ones from MUA actually perform a lot better. So I already think that with the money of Charlotte Tilbury, it is better just to stick with your usuals or just go for cheaper options. As we always say on this channel, cheaper is not always cheaper quality. And especially with that cream, I think that's like £100 just for cream. But getting back on track, my problem with this collaboration is the fact that it's the exact same products, the exact same packaging, but they've just slapped on a few stars and Tinkerbell and called that like a special edition collection. And I just felt it was a bit lazy. I spoke about this again in another video. One of the only things that I really did like was the bag. There was like a clarity velvety makeup bag that I thought was really, really nice. But I just feel like everything else was quite lazy in a way, that they could have done the special edition colours. They could have done one, if they were sticking with the theme of Disney, they could have done some that went along with a few characters. So they have Tinkerbell. They could have done one that linked to Tinkerbell because she has quite rosy and like she gets red, so she has rosy cheeks. So they could have done that. But yeah, I just think it doesn't help that it's quite a lot of money, so instantly I'm like, ugh. But looking at the packaging, I just felt like it was quite lazy. On the last release now, and I have spoken about this on my TikTok. I started doing the quick what's new makeup on my TikTok, so the link is down below if you wanted to check that out, but I'm basically going to repeat myself anyway now. This is the Cara Beauty Cookie Tin Creative Beauty Palette. I think, before I say anything, I just want to say I think this is such a brilliant idea. My problem is just the way it was produced and carried out. I think the layout is a bit funky. The brushes look like they don't look the best of quality, and I think it's mainly the layout that puts me off. And I feel like there's so much space where if you had a coherent layout you could add in more makeup. I don't know, it's just, I don't want to be mean, but it does remind me of like cheap makeup or like Claire's makeup. I suppose it does cost you $23, so that's not actually bad with 14 eyeshadows, a custom pin holder, beauty blender, and 2 eyeshadow brushes. I think that beauty blender was such an amazing idea. All of this is such a good idea. I just don't think it's come across very, very well, which is such a shame. I really did want to love this, but there's just something about it when you look at it, it just doesn't look attractive in a way. To be fair, the more I look at it, I think the orange and the blue, they look like the what are they called, like the oil pastel crayon things you get at school. That's just all what it reminds me of. So there we are, that is everything from me today and everything from this year. So I don't think I'm going to do any more of the new releases for this year, just because it's coming up to Christmas and the end of December and I don't want to do too much. Let me know if there's anything else I missed out on this list, or if you wanted to add on your own opinions to anything I mentioned today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please do give a like if you did, and please do subscribe if you want to, no pressure. And I hope you all have an amazing week. Bye.